Guys, welcome back. Hope you're all doing very well. I would like to thank you guys first of all for 553 subscribers as of recording of this YouTube video. I really do much appreciate it, and remember that if you do enjoy the content, hit the sub button and help me reach that 1k goal, please. It has been a really good week so far, well, month basically, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. So what do I have for you guys today? Well, the Coda Pox. I know it's not a really favorite weapon of anybody, and if it is, then of course, you know, more power to you. But the Coda Pox can be useful in a variety of ways. It is kind of a fire and forget type weapon. It is, you don't need to really aim even, and it's just all around good fun to use. Now, it's not anything meta, it's not gonna break your game. It is really good if you use the proper mods on it, of course. And the thing is, there's only one or two ways to properly set it up. So some builds and setups will be very similar to other people. That is just how it is, you know. If something works, it works. Now the thing is, you will see on the build segment when I actually show you guys the build that I'm using on the gun, that I do have a mod called Jolt into a polarity slot that doesn't match up. And the reason for that is I actually do have a ribbon for this weapon, so I don't really need to actually use Jolt in that slot because my ribbon does have electricity on it. That's why it doesn't match up, and that's why things are how it is. I could show you guys with the ribbon. I mean, that would be a lot better for me because I nearly have 100% bonus damage on it. But the thing is, it's just not going to be ethical, I think, to show you guys what the weapon can do, you know, buffed out of the wazoo. And that is something I just want to touch on real quick before we move on to the build segment. When I showcase something like these weapons, okay, and this is just something I want to be very clear about, I do not use crazy amounts of buffs. I don't use, you know, 2 arcanes on my Warframe that affect my secondary strength or anything like that, crit rate, damage, etc, etc. The build I'm using right now on my heal during this period, just basically a survival build. It's just a build that is good to use, but it doesn't buff my weapons whatsoever. I can use my second, third and fourth ability, of course, to help me out here, but I really don't try to do that since I want to show you guys exactly how strong the weapon will be on just using the mods that I show you guys, and of course the arcane that's slotted into it. And then from there on, you know, it is only going up. It's only going to get better. So I show you guys exactly this is what you can expect when you do use the weapon. I just did an armor strip there because I needed some shields back, of course, but I mean, other than that, I really do not buff myself often. As you can see, I'm getting knocked around and tossed about, but at the very least I'm showing you guys what the weapon can do. Now also, one thing to note, this is steel path. I don't do non-steel path stuff, so yeah, but I'm basically beating a dead horse, I think it's called, dead animal, I don't know, basically just going on and on. That's about the same point, and I'm gonna stop now. So the next segment will be, of course, the build segment, and then we'll finish it off. But yeah. Okay, so this is the build I'm running for the Coda Pox. Now, just one thing to note is you can change the bonus that you get actually from your status effect here. And remember, every single Coda weapon does type weapons have a bonus elemental, and you can swap that out by using the override. Now, the thing is, these weapons are a little bit higher in terms of MR, so I have 5 forma into them because you will need to put 5 forma into them eventually. But this is the build I'm currently running. But of course, this is just a guideline. Please feel free to swap it out as you want. Now, the real big thing we are running here is secondary innovate, and the reason for that is this basically increases your crit chance by 10% and resets after 5 big critical hits. Now, the thing is with the Coda Pox, it is a tick weapon, so this automatically goes up after you even throw one of your pox, and eventually you will get some really big crits, and that is where a lot of the damage is actually coming from. Then we are also running Prime Heater Charge, Frostbite, Prime Target Cracker to actually increase the damage we deal by using secondary Enervate. Of course, it's great. Galvanized Diffusion, of course. Galvanized Shot, more status chance and more damage for every single status affecting the enemy. Jolt, Pistol Elementalist, and Hornet Strike. Now, do remember that the Pox and Coda Pox both actually come already built in with corrosive, not corrosive, toxin. My apologies for that, for toxin. So both come in with that. And the thing is, if you have something like electricity on your bonus here, you will have an automatic corrosive on your weapon, which is great. So then you can actually just build from that. It is completely up to you, but I highly recommend using magnetic, corrosive, and blast, as it does quite a bit of damage. I'm just going to demo it real quick. The thing is, I'm not using any buffs whatsoever. Oh, I need to spawn in enemies, my bad. I'm not using any buffs. I don't have any buffs on my frame for secondaries. I don't have any of those type of things. It is a completely blank frame pretty much in terms of what I put on her. So yeah, so you'll see here when I do throw this at the enemies, it's going to start ramping up damage really quickly. Now the Pox in and of itself isn't going to be your end of be all weapon. You know, the Pox is a good weapon if you want to just have some fun with it and want to clear rooms really quickly. As you can see, it deals a pretty decent amount of damage. If you throw it in the head, of course you're going to be doing a little bit more damage to enemies, that direct impact, but not that much. But still, it is really good to use. Now, let me show you guys this real quick. When you actually have something that is going to buff yourself, so we'll swap over to something like Mesa, because I have a lot of buffs on her, it's going to become a lot better. So we're going to be popping our full energy here. Cool. I'm going to be popping Nourish. And of course, she's set up for secondary damage. You'll see it goes up relatively quickly compared to Hildren that I just used. It gets real silly real quick when you do actually use a frame that is built for it, or just set up, you know. So just keep that in mind. The thing that I show you guys always in the gameplay and as actual demo is what your weapon will be just with the mods equipped. I don't have any arcanes active. I don't try to use debuffs and stuff like that, really to amp up the viability of the weapon, if you want to put it like that. I know a lot of Warframe YouTubers do that, and more power to them if they want to do it like that, of course, but I don't think it's that good actually to show it that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Hildren. I'm going to be putting on a normal setup. There we go. It is on. And I'll just show you guys real quick what a normal setup on Hildren can do, which does have armor strip, of course, and I did replace her fourth with Eclipse, so we're going to pop Eclipse. We're going to pop some armor strip. Okay, and then we're just going to chuck these into them. And as you can see, these guys die pretty quickly just because I use some buffs. This is not even arcanes kicking in or anything like that. The only arcane we have active on this build currently is the arcane on the Coda Pox. But yeah, that's it for the build segment. Now, I'm actually unsure if I mentioned this in my build segment, but if you are going to be using this in a normal capacity, you know, you're going to be using a companion for buffs, like I always have my companion active because everybody has a companion. But if you're going to be using this build using something like Mesa, for instance, that already has or should have you know, Arco Shards in for secondary damage or crit rate. I'm unsure which. I think it's the red one that gives you damage or crit rate. Unsure about that one, but anyways. Archon Shards, of course, into your Warframe, and you have Arcanes on your Warframe to help boost your damage even more. It's gonna get real nutty real quickly, and that is pretty much it for everything in the game. I think it's something that is lost on a lot of people. Any weapon in this game, if you buff yourself and debuff the enemies enough, is gonna do work. Okay, that's just a fact. Any weapon in this game will be able to do work if you properly buff and debuff. That's about it. So what I wanted to get across with this video specifically is that yes, the Pox isn't the best weapon in the game ever. It is good. There was a lot of glory days back in the day with the Pox and Mirage, so you could probably still relive that. I haven't tried it, but I'm sure it works pretty well. So you can relive that moments probably with this build as well. But just know that, you know, this is a really good setup for it if you don't even care about buffing and debuffing. But if you do want to, of course, then it's going to be really, really good. Yeah, that's it for this video, guys. This happy Friday, of course, and I will see you all again next week and Monday. Happy weekend to you guys, really, and I hope that you all have a great one. Peace out.